day, guys. Today I'm going to start with Excel. I know that one of my subscribers, Alison Salandi, she has been waiting for me to start doing other applications. So I'm going to start to look at Excel today. But what I'm going to be doing is to do a grade sheet, how you go about calculating the average using function in a grade sheet. Also, I'm going to show you how to derive at a letter grade for a particular grade and to also determine if a person pass or fail a subject, all with the help of Excel function, in particular the average function and the if function. But before I do that, I'm going to ask if you are new to subscribe. If you are an old comer, please, and you haven't subscribed, of course, please subscribe, like the videos, share the videos, comment please, as well as watch the ads. So guys, this is a spreadsheet that I have typed up to help me to show you how to do the grade sheet. So we have the student's surname, first name, and the grades for each subject. Also, we have average, letter grade, and pass or fail. Now, this won't only help in schools. It can help in any situation, any work situation. Even students can use this to help them to keep abreast of their grades. So it's mainly for teachers, of course, because teachers are the ones who usually keep a grade sheet. But students, if they want to keep abreast of their grades, they can do this as well. Alright, so we have a grade sheet, as I said before, and we have the grades for HSB, Social Studies, Maths, English Language, EDPM, those 5 subjects. So what if we want to find the average for the students? We have to first click into the cell that the average for the first student should be in, which is H2. How do we find the average? Excel has a built-in function called average. So once you click in that cell, you can bring up that function to calculate the average for you. So I'm going to now show you how to do that. You can go to what we call the AutoSum icon, which is right where my mouse pointer is. AutoSum, when you click on the drop down arrow, you will find several other functions. From this list, we want the average function, so we're going to be clicking on the average function. Automatically it selects the figures that you should average, but what if it selected the wrong figures or the wrong range? You would simply block the range that you wanted to average and then press enter to get your average. So the grade for Reid-Simpson would be 84. The average of her grades would be 84. Instead of typing the same formula in the cell below it to calculate John Anderson grade, you would just autofill. So John Anderson's grade would be autofill basically, and everybody else below that. So you may ask yourself, how do I autofill? First, you have to click on the cell with the formula, which is the cell right here where my plus sign is swirling. Once I click on it, I'm going to look for the file handle, which is a black plus located at the bottom right corner of that cell. If I move it, you won't see it anymore. If I go back to that bottom right corner of the cell, you will see the black plus appear. It is called a file handle. Once I click on the file handle and drag it downwards, it will copy the formula to the other students. And right away you will see John Anderson's grade, Laura Stone grade, Alexandra Brown's grade, as well as Alex Green's grade. So that's how you go about using the average function to calculate the student's average, and how you go about copying the formula to the other students instead of typing the formula over and over. So now I'm going to show you how you use what we call the if function in Excel to determine if a person pass or fail a subject. I'm purposely starting off with the pass or fail, which is a simpler if function, before I do the letter grade, because the letter grade is more complex. It's really if within an if function, so it's called nested if. But I'm going to do an if function first, and then we'll move to the more complex part of the if function. So we want to determine if a person pass a subject or if a person fail a subject. So let us click in the cell for the first person, which is Reid-Simpson. Her pass or fail will come up in that cell. How do we do the if function to determine if she pass or fail? We click on that cell, as I said before, and then we go back to the AutoSum function drop down arrow to choose the if function. If you notice, we don't have any if in the list here, so we're going to go to more function. And then what we would do, where we see select a category, we will type all, or select all rather, and where we have select a function, we're going to click down there and search for if. If we want to find it faster, we could type I, and all the function that begins with I will appear. The if function is the first one in the I list, so we're going to click on the if function and then click on OK. Logic test is a condition, so you want to say that if their average is, say, 50 or more, they pass, otherwise they fail. So the condition is that the average grade that they get must be either 50 or more for them to pass. If they don't get that, of course they fail. So where we have logical test, the box with logical test, which is the first box, we're going to put in the condition. So we say if, it's already saying if, so we say if the average, so we're going to click on the cell with the average, which is the cell with 84 here for Reid-Simpson. If H2, that's the cell with 84, her average is greater than or equal to 50, that's the condition that must be met. The value if true statement is that they pass, and the value if false statement is that they fail, meaning if she doesn't get 50 or more, she fails. If she achieves 50 or more, she passes. So the condition where you see logical test is that H2, which is her average, must be greater than and equal to 50 for her to pass, otherwise she fail. So usually it comes up with 3 boxes. The first box is the condition that must be met. The second box is what happens if the condition is met, which is that she passed, and what happens if the condition is not met, which is that she fails. So there you go with the 3 boxes: your condition, your true statement if the condition is met, and your false statement if the condition is not met. And that's basically what if function is basically used for, to determine true or false statement. In my case, I'm using it for pass and fail. So once we have put in the condition, the true statement and the false statement, we then click on OK. So right away it tells you that she passed because her grade is more than 50. It is 84. Instead of plugging the formula in over and over for the other persons, we simply autofill. Who remembers how to autofill? What I did was to click on that box with the formula, look for the file handle at the bottom right corner of the cell with the formula, which is that black plus, and then we click and drag it downwards. All right, good. You don't have to go inside of the AutoSum to do the if function either. You can simply type it in. But I am going to take it for granted that you already know how to type formula from scratch. Once you know how to type formula from scratch, you can simply type it in. Right? So we're going to use the if function, to determine which letter grade the persons will get for whatever average they get. All right, so we're going to be using if function to do that, but we're going to be using an if function within an if function, which is called nested if. Good. So first, when we're typing formula, we always, from scratch that is, we always plug in the equal sign. And the sum follows, not the sum, the function follows. So the function we're using is the if function. So we're going to be typing if function. So first we have our equal sign, then the function that we want to use to calculate whatever it is we're calculating, which in our case now is the if function, then the range in a bracket. So we open our bracket and we're going to say if 84, which is H2, when you click on it, you will see H2 is greater than or equal to 80. You put a comma, you see they get an A, and you have to put that in quotation marks. So if the person gets between 80 and 100, they would get an A. That's what it means when you say if H2 is greater than or equal to 80, they get an A. And then we're going to put a comma to tell what happened if they don't get within that grade. So you would say, open bracket again and say if, open bracket, if the grade, which is 84 in this case, H2, when you click on it, you'll see H2, if it is greater than, equal to 65, comma, then you see they get a B. And remember, it must be in quotation marks. Then you put a comma again and say, what if they didn't get B or A? What if it's a C they get? You have to put a condition for C as well. So you would say, you have a comma right there, yes, and then you would say, if, no, we have a bracket first, we should have a bracket first, open bracket, and say if, open bracket, click on the 84, which of course you know H2 will come up, that's the cell address for it. If it's greater than or equal to 50, comma, they get a C. Remember, we'll put it in quotation marks. Right? Put a comma. Suppose they don't get anywhere between A, B, or C, and anything below C is a fail. You would put in quotation mark F, and then count how many open brackets you have and close it off with that amount of open bracket. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 open brackets, so we're going to put 5 close brackets and press enter to get our answer. So it tells me that that person received an A because her grade was between 80 and 100. And remember we said if the grade is equal to or less than 65, they will get a B. And if it is greater than or equal to 50, they will get a C. And if they don't get anything from A to C, they get an F, meaning they fail. So it means that the pass grade is what? 50. Alright, so let us autofill. Hope you remember how to autofill. Let us autofill the formula to the other persons. So we see that John Anderson got an A as well because his average is between 80 to 100. Lara Stone failed because her grade is below 50. Alexandra got a C. Her grade is is equal to 50 or more. And Alex Green failed because his grade is below 50. So there you go. That's what you will have to do in order to determine which letter grade a person gets based on their average. And you have to know what letter grade they get for whatever grade or average they will receive, and if they pass or fail a particular subject. Alright guys, so if you need any additional help, you can always let me know, and I will help you as much as I can in calculating this grade sheet. And remember, this is not only for teachers and students. You can use it to do anything basically. If function is very powerful. Functions on a whole gets you to do a lot of things. You can use it to do many other things, not just in the school system but in other work area. So guys, thank you for watching, and I'm going to ask you kindly to subscribe if you have not subscribed. Like the videos, share the videos, comment, and please watch the ads. Thank you. Bye guys.